How does censorship impact sex work and sex workers?
So social media censorship actually creates dangerous spaces for us. It creates areas where we're taken away from community that we might need to stay safe. A lot of us use social media to find customers more safely, to where we don't have to walk the streets. We don't have to just go out randomly and try to talk to strangers. And it really makes us feel alienated. Like, imagine you building a community of people that finally understand you, especially if you're somebody that don't have your family you can rely on, or can't tell your vanilla friends about this, and then they take your page away and now you're gone from your community. You have to go out and try to find clients in other ways where maybe it was easier on Instagram for somebody to come to you and just write in your DM or whatever. You just lose so many resources and things like that, because a lot of us on Instagram, we might post so-and-so is dangerous, don't use them as a client, whatever, but you're not able to see that if your page is gone. So it's super dangerous. My name is Mistress Marley. I am a financial dominatrix and a pro dominatrix. I'm also a kink educator within the sex worker realm. I throw sex parties for Black and Afro-Latina people, and my Instagram has been deleted, I wanna say 6 times in the past 3 months. When I first lost my page, one of my many pages, I was really bummed out about it. I remember I even cried, I was sad. A lot of people don't realize, for us as sex workers, that's a direct source to income also. And for me, I'm always holding events and advertising, so it was a good place to be able to reach out to people. Instagram's algorithm for sex workers includes a lot of shadow banning. So a lot of us, depending on if we use tags such as hashtag Dom, BDSM, whatever it might be that we might use, we can get shadow banned, meaning that our posts won't show up, which means that we're getting hidden from potential clients. The algorithm is just fucked up in general. There's people that can report you and you can get your content removed, especially as a Black sex worker. White sex workers, their shit stays up all the time. There's been times where I've seen something very harmful on a white sex worker's page. I reported it and Instagram came back and was like, there's nothing wrong with this. It's just a bunch of bullshit.
As a white sex worker, do you feel like there's a privilege that protects you from online censorship that it may not for sex workers of color?
I do believe that being a white sex worker protects me a little bit more than maybe some people of color and Black sex workers. Personally, for me, I've only been deleted once, and I know a handful of Black sex worker accounts that have been deleted multiple times. My name is Em, aka Conscious Slut. I am a sex podcast host and a webcam model, and my platform has been deleted 1 time so far. They didn't really give me a reason why they deleted my platform. One day I just opened the app and they said I had been disabled and I had a 30-day review. The content I post on my page, it's silly, but it's serious, and it's educational and slutty and fun for people to come and enjoy and learn about sex, learn about sex work. Just some slut talking about fun experiences in bed and in life, really.
How many followers did you have at the time you were deleted?
When I was deleted, I had just under 1,000 followers. I do think it's been a little more challenging to rebuild, only because I don't have so many people maybe wondering where I am after being deleted, versus say someone with 10,000 followers and people maybe spreading the word that you've been deleted and to help them get it back. So I'm definitely not on a bigger radar as a bigger account. So it does seem a little more challenging to rebuild.
So my page was at 113,000 followers. Right now I'm at actually I'm at 4,000 followers. My page has became such a resource to so many people. People reached out to me for different types of things. I had started a funding to create mutual aid for sex workers throughout the country. So I've donated over $60,000. There's a lot of sex workers who are displaced and have housing insecurity, food insecurity that do reach out to me. Me losing my page has become like a huge burden. I couldn't continue with the mutual aid because a lot of people were looking for me. My name is Giselle Marie. I'm an activist and I'm a stripper. I'm the founder of the New York City Stripper Strike. I started in 2017. And my page has been deleted twice already. Once it was hacked, and this time it was banned from Instagram.
Why do you think people seem so unbothered by sex work censorship?
People genuinely just don't care about sex workers. It's honestly disgusting. One of my old coworkers, she was found in a dumpster in Jersey like 2 months ago. They put her in there and it's just like, why? That's how careless people are when it comes to sex workers.
I'm sorry to hear about your friend.
Yeah, that was crazy, girl. I've been losing friends like throughout the years. My one friend, she had committed suicide. She was a full service sex worker too, and a dancer. She resorted to Instagram a lot to speak on mental health awareness within the sex industry. There's so many sex workers that deal with mental illness, and they do look for Instagram for some type of coping, you know, especially when they're enduring mental breakdowns and stuff like that. So, you know.
You know, society doesn't see sex workers as people. They don't see us as somebody that needs this or need that, or if I do this, no one's going to complain because everyone agrees that sex workers are bad, so if I delete this person, it's fine. I think people are unbothered by sex worker censorship because it's not something they ever had to deal with. It's not something that they need to survive, or they see us as like disposable. Like, I see the comments all the time when somebody posts their OnlyFans, like, get a real job, or I've seen it too as a dominatrix, get a real job. I'm like, what makes my job not a real job? Like, sex work is work, and we say this all the time. Like, just creating content within itself takes forever. So it's like, you know, I think people don't see all the extra work. They literally think we just get in front of the camera, be naked, show some titties, talk shit or whatever, and that's it. Like, there's so much that goes behind our work. So I think that's really a lot of people's reasoning for saying like, well, you got deleted, I don't give a fuck. Like, how is that affecting me? Or like even laughing. People will laugh at sex workers losing their pages. I mean, look at what OnlyFans tried to do. The OnlyFans guideline, like the whole problem is, it goes right back to the question of, and like the statement of seeing us as disposable. Seeing us as we can get rid of y'all anytime, even if you guys were the reason why we even have like this website. Nobody's going to OnlyFans for other shit. Like, nobody's going up there to watch someone cook or whatever. Like, they're going up there because sex workers built that website off of our backs. Sex work is survival work for a lot of people. It's work. That's why I get so passionate about the subject, because it's like, no, we just don't get deleted and that's it, we're fine. Like, no, we get deleted and that's people's source of rent, food, like anything they need for their kids, stuff like that. So just to see the panic that day was crazy to me, for them to turn around a couple days later and say, like, we were just playing, you know? Like, it's sick. And I feel like that's how they do sex workers. They treat us like that. They like to fuck with us mentally and emotionally, you know? They like to try to break us down. It's just something that's happening that people don't see. But being within the community, like, I see all the behind the scenes shit. I see all the conversations. Censorship is gonna get us all. I think Sesta Foster influences the algorithm, because Sesta Foster tried to categorize sex work as trafficking. They try to say we're being trafficked, it's harmful. It just really paints us in a bad light. We just get banned and deleted just for existing. It sucks because vanilla people don't believe us until it happens to them. So there was somebody that lost their page on Twitter. I can't remember who. It was a whole big thread. And you just see sex workers like, this sounds like what we go through every day or whatever. Are you gonna listen to us now? Are you gonna help us fight, you know, now? So sex workers being censored is gonna trickle down eventually. So they're trying to see what they can get away with.
After being deleted, showing up online isn't fun anymore. When I was first deleted, I actually told one of my best friends, and she didn't get it. She was like, why are you so upset? Like, just make another account. And I'm like, dude, that's not the point. It's so painful to see my community being deleted every day. It's like we're being silenced for literally just expressing ourselves and being who we are. Not a lot of people understand sex and sex work, there's a risk in this work. And so when we put ourselves out there, we're being vulnerable and we're risking our identity, we're risking everything that we have when it can just really be taken away. Because at the end of the day, we don't own the platform, we don't own our followers, and so anything can happen, and we now know that anything can happen. Some online freedoms that I wish sex workers had was just being able to show up online without anxiety and without fear of being shamed or being silenced, deleted, shadow banned. It just hurts.
So this censorship that is being implemented on the sex industry drives the industry underground. The internet became a safety net for sex workers. Most people before the internet resorted to street-based work, which is unsafe for many, especially if they don't know what they're doing. They do look for some of the older sex workers for resources. So now that they've taken those people down, it's like, who are they looking for to get the right information? Them not being able to find pages like myself or other sex workers who had huge platforms, it does make it a lonely road. There was a post that was sent to me recently saying they're being selective on who they're protecting. Can I read this?
Yeah, of course.
Internal company documents shown to the WSJ have revealed that Facebook and its other platforms such as Instagram use a program called X-Check that shields millions of VIP users from the company's normal enforcement process. So like, even if they get reported, like let's say Kim Kardashian posts nude, we can report her 1,000,000 times. They're not gonna take her down. You know, as far as like stripping, people look at it as like, well, it still has a stigma, but it's not so bad anymore because it's been glamorized so much. I blame not only Cardi, but I blame Black China, I blame Amber Rose, you know. These people have glamorized the industry so much. They still have their privilege. They can still speak on it. They can still write their music about sex work and what they did and things like that, but we can't live it. We can't breathe it. We can't survive off of it online anymore. So.
Sex workers will always find a way. Sex work is the oldest career in history. So no matter what's happening, whether it's a pandemic, a recession, anything, we ain't going nowhere. So you can keep deleting us, we're literally not going anywhere.